Hello, everybody. It is Marguerita here. I am super excited to have you here with me today for this free training, this free workshop that I'm going to take you through. So this is a 3-day workshop. We're going to get underway in just a moment. Let me just make sure. There we go. So I've got my speakers on. Everybody is muted. That is very good. Okay, so who have we got here today? We've got Wario from IKEA Land. That sounds like a pretty crazy place to be, Wario. Lucille is in New York. It's cold but not freezing. Patel, unreasonably warm. Nice. Richard's from Ohio. Carol's in Tobago, Trinidad, Tobago. Awesome. Okay, so wherever you are in the world, it is super exciting. I'm super excited to have you here. And Wario's in Sweden. Oh, okay. IKEA Land. That's the way you call it, IKEA Land. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, so very fun. Very, very fun. So I do like to have fun. That's one of my things. So we are going to have some fun today. And what I'm going to do though is I'm going to walk you through a very powerful presentation. So please make sure that you have a pen and paper ready and that you are ready to take notes. So also what I'm going to do with you today is encourage you to participate. How you do anything is how you do everything. The reason I encourage you to participate, I'm going to ask you questions and hopefully get you to answer these questions in the chat box, is because the more engaged you are, the better your learning experience will be. It's fine if you want to sit there and have other things going in the background and be distracted, but you're not going to learn a hell of a lot by doing that. And I really want you to take what you learned today and then be able to go away and implement it. Knowledge is power, but it's only power when you do something with it, when you implement it. So my wish for you today, my intention for you today is to take at least one thing and go away and execute on it, because that is the only way you're ever going to get results. I'm going to give you some of the best knowledge that I have in the shortest time frame possible. At the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me questions. Now, I'm not selling anything today. There is no sales pitch today. So I know that you are just desperate to all whip out your credit cards and pay me lots of money, but put your credit cards away today. Because I am not going to satisfy that deep desire for you. There will be an opportunity if you want to reach out to me and have a discussion with me, then that's great. But I'm not selling you anything today, so sorry to disappoint you. But I'm going to do my very best to give you as much knowledge as possible to be able to get the results that you want. And if you do want to work with me or want to have a discussion about working with me at the end and get some guidance and support about that, I'll show you how that is possible and how that works. But this is going to be a really intense 3 days, because what I know how valuable your time is. I honor your time. And I am very grateful that you have decided to spend this time with me, whether you are here live or whether you are watching the replay. And I want to give you as much as possible in as short a time as possible. So let me now start the presentation. So can everybody see my screen? Yes? All right. Okay. So my promise to you is that if you give me an eager entrepreneur who is stuck, overwhelmed, and confused about building an online business, within 6 months, that person will be making 6 figures a year online. So the information that I give you today is the foundation of you being able to build wealth in the online space. What I share with you is not only applicable to the online space. There are certain reasons that I recommend either taking a fragment of a current business and putting it online, maybe creating another stream of income with another business in the online space. There are so many different options. It's ridiculous. And you can do it as a side hustle, but there are, like, the online space is just absolutely exploding with opportunity right now, and anybody who's not considering getting into the online space is absolutely crazy in my honest opinion. So if you are an entrepreneur, then you really must at least seriously consider building a business in the online space. So full disclosure, today I'm going to show you a specific formula to get uncommon results in an industry that is bursting with opportunity and possibility. I'll teach you how to take advantage of one of the fastest growing business opportunities, and you can ask me any question you want at the end of this presentation. And at the end, if you do want to explore how I can help you to put it all together, there will be an opportunity to do so. So is that cool? Is everybody okay with that? Give me a thumbs up, give me a yes. Awesome, awesome. Okay, super cool. We've got yeses. Awesome, lovely, fantastic. So during these 3 days, day one, I'm going to share with you how to build a 6-figure business in 6 months, doing your soul work. So this is a very clear distinction for the people that I work with. The people that I work with generally have a foot in 2 camps. They're both spiritual and they're obviously here in the 3D world. So that they are wanting to actually do what they came here to do their soul work, use their gifts and talents to actually do something in the world. And also, how do you monetize that? So that's what I'm going to primarily share with you today. Now, on day 2, we're going to work through how to clear the fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs that are holding you back and stopping you from achieving the goals and dreams that you want to achieve. And on day 3, I'm calling it Transformation Day, because day 3 is where the rubber really meets the road. On day 3, you really want to be here live, because I am going to work with you live on the call to clear your limiting beliefs using the techniques and the strategies that I share with you on day 2. So it really is going to be a powerful 3 days. Now, what normally happens is some people show up for day 1. Not everybody who registers shows up. So if you are here, if you are watching live or watching the replay, well done, because around about 50% of people who registered will actually take the time to watch this presentation, but they will continually drop off as the days go on. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to decide that you're going to be here for the 3 days. Decide that either live or in the replay. I understand life happens, life is busy. If you cannot be here live, then commit to watching the replays at least, because unless you are committed to actually going through these 3 days, you can't experience the transformation. So decide right now that you are going to do whatever it takes to just watch the 3 days of this presentation, either live or watch the replay. So the intention that you set is super, super important. And having said that, I want you to actually take 30 seconds right now to set an intention. What is your intention for these 3 days? Why are you here? Why have you chosen to spend your valuable time with me watching this presentation? What do you really want? And if you're brave enough, I would love you to type it in the chat. Have you thought about this? What do you want this year? And what information are you looking for that's going to help you to achieve that? Okay. If you're watching the replay, think about what your intention is. What is it that you want out of this presentation, out of this workshop? You can accelerate your progress so quickly, depending on the intention that you set and the commitment that you make and how dedicated you are. Okay, Lucille, new ideas for your online business. Awesome. Super cool. Patel, to learn enough to determine if this is right for me. Excellent. Richard, become a more successful entrepreneur and create more financial wealth. Absolutely. Brilliant. Wario, from IKEA land, I want financial freedom so I can go into van life. Oh, so many people going into van life right now. I know so many people who are buying, you know, buses and motorhomes and all sorts of things and going on the road. It's very cool, particularly here in Australia. It's very cool here in Australia and quite the trend. Awesome. So you're all definitely in the right place. That's good. We have ascertained that you are definitely in the right place. That's a good start. Now, so why an online business and why now? There are so many reasons to have an online business. And what we've seen over the last 3 years has really kind of solidified that being online is almost non-negotiable anymore. If you're an entrepreneur, then at least having something in the online space is a no-brainer, and it's non-negotiable, because we are seeing how quickly business is changing in order to accommodate the current landscape, the global landscape. And current business, like traditional business, can be shut down literally overnight. I never thought I would see what has happened in the last 3 years. It blew my mind. And if you go to like in Victoria, I think Melbourne was one of the most, if not the most locked down city in the world. I'm not sure if that's still relative compared to China. But at one point, like I think Melbourneites spent something like 6 months in lockdown. And if you walk the main city streets of Melbourne, you will find businesses, all these businesses just empty, closed, lost everything. So many people lost everything. So many businesses had to learn to pivot. Many different business models just weren't viable anymore. And so many people lost so much. So even if you don't have your primary business in the online space, learning how to have a side hustle, another stream of income, because multiple streams of income are definitely essential in today's global economic situation, which there's another reason for having an online business. And we know job security is no longer a thing anymore. You can lose your job overnight. I read something terrible on Facebook yesterday about this woman put up a post and said one of their colleagues had died 2 days ago. And meanwhile, in the office, they were clearing out her desk. They were, were basically erasing all memory of her from the office, which that's what you do, isn't it? And talking about her replacement. So know that if you're in a job, that you are replaceable, and nobody is irreplaceable, and that your friends and family are the most important thing. So you are not replaceable to your friends and family, and your friends and family are not replaceable to you. So what is important to you? Really focus in on what is really important to you and why you would want to build an online business yourself. So I can give you all the logical reasons why now is the time. The fact that online businesses are exploding, while yes, there are millions of businesses already in the online space, the online space is not saturated by any stretch of the imagination. There is always room for your specific idea. The The challenge is getting your message out to the general public, because it is a crowded space. I'm not going to argue with that. But there are a lot of websites and a lot of businesses out there who aren't getting the attention that they need to be able to create the income that they want. And the number one most valuable commodity in the online space starts with A. I've already mentioned the word. Tell me if you can guess it. Tell me if you can guess it in the chat. And while you're doing that, Pierre wants to create a super successful online business in less than 6 months that is fun, fulfilling, and financially rewarding. You are definitely in the right place, Pierre. Stephen, find out how to start a business so I can be financially free. And Warrior, you are on it. It is attention. It is attention. Yes, Richard, it is attention. Attention is the most important commodity on the internet. And how do you get the attention? Well, we're going to cover a little bit of that during this presentation, this first day of the workshop today. So, and Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Now, out of all the other reasons, compelling reasons that I could give you, is that not just one of the best ones you can possibly imagine? If you don't find a way to earn money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Now, that may have been the only option 30, 40, 50 years ago, but with the expansion and the explosion of the online world, why would you not set yourself up to have the kind of wealth and time freedom that you truly desire, to be able to live life on your terms, to be able to look after your family and to the best of your ability, to give them the opportunities that they may not otherwise have, to be able to spend the time with your loved ones, doing what you love to do. And also at the same time, instead of going to a job that you despise, do you realize that about 80% of Americans, as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure Australia is the same, actually hate their jobs? That is a depressing statistic. So there's so many reasons to build an online business, and you can build leverage into an online business. All these practical reasons I will go into as we go further into the presentation. So, and there is a big elephant in the room right now. If you are listening to all the financial experts, the ones who have been predicting the global economic trends over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you will know that it is highly likely that we are heading into a recession, if not already in one. So they have been predicting this for years now, many years. They actually thought it would happen sooner. But what's happened over the last 3 years has actually pushed us over that precipice. So while governments have kind of been staving off the inevitable through their economic policies, it's actually probably put us in a worse situation than if we had just gone through the pain, but they just want to keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. So this means that you really need to secure your financial future now. It's really important that you are looking after your own personal economy. So it doesn't matter what the global economy is doing, as long as you have looked after your own personal economy. You do not have to be at the mercy of the global economic forces. More millionaires are made during times of a recession than at any other time. Happens every time, every single time. So are you ready to put yourself in that position to take advantage of the global economic situation? So, and there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of conditions in a marketplace that you didn't actually create. They were created by the people who are making the decisions at the top. It was orchestrated. It was created through the financial decisions that have been made. So why would you have to suffer because of their bad decisions and their bad policies? I don't agree with that. So instead of allowing yourself to be at the mercy of these global economic forces, the smart money and the smart brains are doing everything they can to build multiple streams of income and reliable streams of income that are going to see them through the tougher economic times. And if you've already done that, then congratulations, I salute you, because too many people are living day to day and they're not actually taking the steps that they need to take. They've got no vision, no foresight. They're just living every day. And to be honest, for a lot of people, that's about as much mental capacity as they have, because life can be freaking tough if you don't deliberately create your life by design. So that's the elephant in the room right now. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that to reinforce that if not now, when? And if not now, what is going to happen with you in your financial future? It doesn't have to be you suffering through the next 2, 3, 4 years, maybe longer. We don't know. They're talking about a cold winter financially. So why you need to know what I know? Well, I have been in the online business space for 12 years. I've explored many different business models and opportunities, looking for that magic formula that it was going to be the one that ticked all the boxes and gave me the results that I wanted. Believe me, you have no idea how many business models I've explored. After many failed attempts, I started to think what I was looking for didn't exist until I discovered a secret. Now, this one secret has been the key that has helped me to go from feeling lost, overwhelmed, and deeply conflicted about doing my soul work and creating wealth. If you're a spiritual person, you probably know what I'm talking about. To having clients happily pay me thousands of dollars for my services without even breaking a sweat. Believe me, when I really figured this out and dove into it and unpacked it, it was the key that literally changed everything for me. So now I live each day on purpose, doing what I love and what I came here to do, helping others to create wealth and freedom while living my life by design. And I am so passionate and determined to help as many people as possible to do the same, to be able to create the wealth that they want, the freedom that they want, living their life by design, at the time doing what they love and doing their soul work. Because here's what I know about you. I want you to stop. I want you to put your pens down right now. I want you to listen up for a second. Here's what I know about you. You're freaking amazing. You're amazing. You're an incredible gift that was born into this planet at this time for a very specific reason. You have brilliance and strength and courage and gifts and talents that you don't even realize you have yet. And I know that you are infinitely powerful and you have the ability to create anything you put your mind to. You just don't believe it yet. And that's partly my mission over the next 3 days, is to help you to get a glimpse, just a tiny glimpse of just how freaking amazing you are. Because when you stand in that, your success is inevitable. When you recognize and embody your infinite power, your brilliance, how amazing you are. When you come from a place of courage and confidence and conviction, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving whatever you put your mind to. I want you to let that sink in for a few seconds. I want you to put away the itty bitty shitty committee that's saying isn't relevant for me. And I want you to drink that in. Because that's who you truly are. Infinitely powerful, amazing, brilliant, gifted, talented, and you're here for a reason. Make no mistake. You are here for a reason. The universe, God, spirit, source, whatever you call it, doesn't make mistakes. So why are you here? And what is it that you want to achieve? Okay, so what was the secret that changed everything? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat right now? If you knew the secret, you'd be able to generate $100,000 a year, doing what you love, live life on your terms, working when you want, where you want, with whom you want, doing what you love. And you'd be able to create a leveraged income with no limit on your income while creating a massive impact. So one of the things I didn't mention when I was saying why an online business is because a couple of things actually. There is a low cost entry to setting up an online business compared to a traditional business. There's infrastructure that you need, and there are certain financial layouts, but the cost is incredibly low compared to other business models. And there is no limit to the amount of income that you can create when you set it up right. The important parts are the structure and the infrastructure, the foundation, and how you build on that foundation. That is super important. So you need the systems and the structure in place that is going to help you to achieve what you want in a leveraged way. And we're going to talk more about that during this presentation. So the secret, who would love to know the secret? Don't you hate it when TV shows do this? They're like, they're going to announce the winner. And it's like 10 minutes later, they've got the drums rolling for like 10 minutes. Who would like to know the secret? Tell me if you want to know the secret. I've got a thumbs up. Super cool. Warrior over in IKEA land does. That's awesome. Okay. Super cool. The secret I discovered, which led me here to you today, is that everyone has a unique wealth formula. Now, you may not think that that is mind-blowing right at this point, but I think I'm going to convert you by the time I finish. So, as I said, you are incredibly brilliant and amazing, and you have gifts, talents, and superpowers that you don't even realize you have yet. The problem I found in my exploration of all the different business models and all the courses that I did, believe me, the amount of money that I have spent on my businesses and personal development is insane. On this journey, I found I had loads of really great courses that I did, and loads of great information, much of which I implement in my business today. I did heaps of great personal development, but the thing that I found was missing was that it was all very cookie cutter. So, and only a small percentage of people were actually being really successful with any of the things that I explored. And a lot of that is mindset. Make no mistake, a big part of that is mindset. And I was working on my mindset constantly all the time. But there was something for me that just wouldn't click. Something with all the things I explored just wasn't clicking. And what I realized was, with this big aha moment that I had, was that none of it was really fully aligned with me. I hadn't actually sat down and figured out the things that I've been talking about with you. What were my gifts and talents, my superpowers, my core genius? What's my unconscious competence? What do I play at that other people have to work at? What are my core values? What's important to me? What were my strengths and weaknesses? No course that I did covered all of that. And when I really started to understand that and started to explore that, I realized that I have a unique wealth formula. And it's to do with my mission, my purpose, my vision, who I truly am, my values, what I came here to do, my superpowers, all of that goes into making up my unique wealth formula. Now, initially, it was a bit overwhelming. It's like, well, how do I put that together? Like, what does that even look like? But as I really started to think about who I truly am, what I wanted to achieve in the world, and what I came here to do, which are pretty big questions, and I started to see everybody else who was struggling with these other formulas, I started to understand that nobody really addresses this. Who are you? When you're looking at a solution, how do you inject you into that solution? Now, I've heard people say that, just be you. Well, that's great. But how does that look in the business world? How do I just be me and be successful in the business world? And particularly when you're spiritual, there tends to be this conflict, and it's an age-old conflict. I think it was deliberately, we were deliberately conditioned into it in order that we wouldn't be incredibly successful. Imagine if really spiritual, conscious people ran the freaking world. Wouldn't it be a different place? So when you've got this conflict between being spiritual and making money, man, it can be tough. So you've really got to eliminate all of that and get down to the core of who you truly are. That's the distinction. So does that make sense to people? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Let me know, maybe is it too vague, or, you know, are you starting to, can you relate to this? Can you see how this could potentially be the key that you're looking for that changes everything for you? Are you in the right place, or am I on Mars right now and you're on Venus going, what the hell is this chick talking about? Good. Okay. Patel says pod on. Pierre's totally relatable. Awesome. Super cool. Super cool. I'm glad I'm on the right track with you. That is awesome. Yes. Prees gets it. Heidi, yes. Awesome. Thank you for participating. I very much appreciate it. Makes it so much easier when you participate for me as well. So, excellent. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty. You will never be wealthy if you don't dream. So in order to reach a destination, you have to know what that destination is. So unless you are willing to dream, then how are you ever going to achieve anything? Think of the visionaries. Think of the amazing discoveries and inventions that happened when the visionaries dared to dream. Nothing is created unless it is dreamt about first, unless it is envisioned first. Nothing. It doesn't just appear and you go, oh, that was a good idea. Didn't know I had that idea, but there it is. Doesn't happen. Always starts as an idea. And I always say to people, dare to dream huge. Remember what I said about 10 minutes ago? You are infinitely powerful. You are capable of achieving anything you put your mind to. So why would you waste your time dreaming small when you can dream huge? Dream big. People underestimate what they can achieve in the long term, but overestimate what they can achieve in the short term. And that's what tricks them up. They have these massive dreams and think, oh, I'm going to get this done in 6 months. And then 6 months goes by and they haven't achieved it. And then 12 months goes by and they still haven't achieved it. And they just give up and walk away because like, oh, it's all too hard. I can't do it. No. You just didn't give yourself enough time, and you didn't have the right strategy, the right structure, the right plans in place, the right mindset. All of these things are critical to your success. So the next thing that you have to have in order to be wealthy is plan. If you don't plan, failing to plan is planning to fail. So you've got to have a plan. It doesn't need to be a 100-page dossier, but you need to have some plan, the vision, and then have some goals and benchmarks along the way to the big vision. If your vision's a 10-year vision or a 5-year vision, then have some sort of goals that you want to hit along the way. But most importantly, you need to know just you just need to know the next step. One of the biggest things that stops people is that I don't know how. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that. I really want to do blah, but I don't know how. That's it. That's what's stopping you? Really? Like, you're not supposed to know how. How is not your job? Your job is the what, is the vision. Because what's the most powerful partner that you have? Type it in the chat. What is the most powerful partner that you have? There's going to be multiple terms for it. The most powerful partner that you have. Imagination, fantasy, yourself, not quite. The most powerful partner that you have. All good? Pierre's got it. The universe. Yeah, Lindell, the universe, spirit, God, source, the divine, whatever you call it. I call it all of those things because I want to encapsulate that ultimate force, the source that we came from. It's all the same thing in my world anyway. When you partner with the universe, do you think the universe is sitting back looking at your dream going, God, I got no idea. Blank. No, not a clue. Sorry, I'm out. I don't know. You're on your own. Do you really think that's what the universe is doing? The universe knows everything. So when you have your vision and you just dare to put a foot out of your comfort zone and just take that step and you keep a hold of that vision, the universe goes, oh, right, we're going in this direction. Oh, okay. You need to meet this person. You need to do this course. You need to know this, or you need to know that because, geez, that could be a really bad idea if you go down that track. So we're just going to steer you in this direction. And you need to have this conversation and you need to develop these skills. The universe knows all that. Forget all of that. You don't have to know all of that. The universe will inspire you along the way to learn what it is that you need to learn. But you must have the plan in place and you must have the vision in place because the universe can't work with a blank canvas. Well, in the context of your vision and your dream, if you think about the journey is a blank canvas. So plan, you've got to put a plan in place. You can write up a plan in like 5 minutes flat. Don't spend too much time on it. Just put a plan in place. Get your vision sorted, put a plan in place. And then you got to make progress. Hello? If you don't make progress, if you stay stuck in one place, ain't no vision ever going to happen, baby. So you've got to take action. You've got to take deliberate, inspired action every single day, or most days at least. You can have 1 or 2 days off here or there. I'll give you that. But you've got to take the action in order to get from where you are to where you want to be. That's the way our world works. I love the concept of being able to sit on my butt and eat sweet stuff all day and probably get massively fat and have everything just land in my lap. I love that concept. Oh my God. That is a world that, no, actually, I wouldn't like to live in that world. There would be no sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in that world. But hey, lots of people do want to live in that world and lots of people are trying to live in that world. I'll give you a little heads up. We do not live in that world. We live in a world where we have to actually make the energy exchange. We have to actually do something to get from where we are to where we want to be. Now, we are not human doings, we are human beings. So there is a balance. And it's important that you have the right frequency, the right vibration. So you are not hustling like crazy and getting nowhere. Like you're on a treadmill and you keep turning up the treadmill and you're working like crazy and wondering why the hell you're not moving forward. It comes back to partnering with the universe. It comes back to having the right mindset. It comes back to taking inspired action and not just mindlessly doing, because the vast majority of people on the planet are doing a lot. They're stressed to the max. They have so much on their plate that they don't know how they're going to get it all done, and they never get it all done. And just a heads up, we do never get it all done, or we don't ever get it all done, however you want to put it. This is, you are an art in progress, an artwork in progress. But too many people are doing so much and never really achieving anything. They get to the end of the day, the week, the month, another year, and it's like, what did I really achieve? Did a lot. I was super busy, didn't get much sleep. I was stressed out of my head. But what did I really achieve? Now, that's not living as far as I'm concerned. I love being busy, and I love getting stuff done, getting shit done, I call it. But at the same time, I like to make progress and know that I'm achieving something that is making a contribution, not just to my life, but to the lives of others as well. So you'll never be wealthy if you don't dream, plan, and make progress. Yeah? Okay. So now let me help you with what I consider to be the top 3 problems that you may be having right now with what you want to achieve. So firstly, what I'm going to do is go through in depth how to start an online business you love that has limitless income potential. All right. So here's how you create wealth and freedom doing what you love. And look, you can apply this to any kind of business model. But this isn't specific to online business, but it's just smart. It's just smart to be in the online space. So here's how you do it. Number 1, and I'm going to encourage you and hopefully inspire you to do this after the workshop today. I want you to do this to get clarity of your vision, purpose, and direction. What is it that you want to achieve? Get very, very clear on that. What is the purpose behind what you want to achieve? Having something to achieve is great, but what's the purpose? And then once you've got the vision and the purpose in place, what's your direction now? This is where the plan comes in. What direction do you need to head in? Because if you're too scattered, then nothing ever gets achieved. So get very clear on your vision, purpose, and direction. Super important. Know yourself. Socrates, know thyself. Now, that's just 2 words. But the wisdom in those 2 words is like you could unpack yourself for forever. So it's not about knowing all of you, but it is about being willing to understand who you truly are. Now, one thing I will give you, that you are spirit having a human experience. Second thing I will give you is that you are infinitely powerful. You come from source. Source is infinitely powerful. You are always connected to source. So how can you not be infinitely powerful? Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say it by his statement is, you must be like that which you came from. And he would give multiple examples, but the one I remember is that if you take an apple pie and you cut a small slither of that pie and you lift the slither out and you remove it from the rest of the pie, It doesn't turn into cherry pie. It doesn't turn into a lemon meringue. It's still an apple pie. It is part of the apple pie, but it is still like that which it came from. So also, it's important that you know what your values are, your core values. What is important to you? Because the thing is, you cannot act consistently in a way that is inconsistent with your core values. So what are your core values? Because once you understand your core values, that's when you will understand why you have the results that you want. Because you will always prioritize whatever your core values are, whatever is most important to you. Now, Dr. John Demartini says that if money is not one of your top 3 core values, then you're always going to be poor. I tend to disagree. Yes, if money is one of your top 3 values, yeah, it's going to be so much easier to be super rich. You may not have a conscience in the process, but you can align money and wealth with your top values. So, and that's a really important exercise that you can do is, how does money and wealth and having more money and wealth align with those top values? So here's a cool story that I heard from Kurik Ashley many years ago. And he was actually working with a client who was seriously overweight, very unhealthy, had lots of money, did no problem with the money side of things, and his business was going great. But Kurik sort of said, mate, you know, it's like, what about your health? Said, yeah, what about my health? He literally did not care about his health whatsoever. He had a wife and 2 young daughters. And so Kurik said to him, well, yeah, but what happens to your wife and daughters financially if you drop off the perch? And he was like, nah, I've already taken care of that. All right, so that's not going to work. Then Kurik thought up this story. And the story goes, okay, so you're dead. You don't care. You had a heart attack. You've died suddenly, whatever. Your wife and kids, they're looked after financially. They go through the grieving process. Your wife meets a man and they get on great. They're having a great relationship. Over time, the man decides to move into the house, and then he starts sexually abusing your 2 young daughters without your ex-wife knowing about it. Do you know that guy apparently went home that night, started an exercise program, and managed to lose a stack of weight and get really healthy? Because Kurik he found out what his core values were, and he aligned the purpose of getting healthy, the mission of getting healthy, with his top core values. Money's the same. So have a look at what money means to you, what having a lot of money would mean to you, and then align it with your top values. So also know your fears and doubts, your limiting beliefs. Once you know those, guess what? They don't have any power over you anymore. Now that is an ongoing process. We don't get it all done. But be willing to uncover those fears and doubts so you can release them so they don't control your results anymore. Know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Know what your unconscious competence is, your gifts, your talents, your superpowers. Know what really matters to you. Figure out what your vision, your mission, and your purpose is. Now, there's a big one. And just because you can't answer those questions right here, right now, doesn't mean that you can't continue to work on finding the answers to those questions. Because they're in there somewhere. You came here for a reason. And there is nothing more rewarding than making a contribution. Nothing more rewarding than realizing that you've made an impact on somebody else's life, at least in my world. So know thyself. That is the ultimate journey. And that once you really understand that and you can leverage that for whatever it is you want to accomplish, you will succeed so much faster. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop playing this. Choose your industry and your niche. Really, really important. I'm going to get out of the thing for a minute. So choosing your industry and your niche is super important because you have to actually know who your target audience is. So within the online space, the most lucrative industry is three industries, actually. So at the top level, it is wealth, health, and relationships. They're the top three most lucrative industries that you have. So, and from there's just hundreds of thousands of choices that you can have within those three. And sometimes you might have a solution that works in two or maybe even three. It might affect all three, but choose one to focus on. Again, make it in alignment with what's important to you and what you're passionate about. So then it's looking at your niche. And there are so many niches in the online space, and your niche is who your target audience is. This comes down to your marketing. So for instance, say you're in the health space. You could be in the fitness industry. Look, I just purchased yesterday because I exercise all the time. My health is one of my top priorities. It's in the top 3 core values for me. My health and fitness and my strength. And I love going for my walk every day. I walk up the Lookout and I do all my strength work. And but this thing came across my Facebook feed yesterday, and this thing called Body Groove. And this woman who is in the fitness industry, and she has created this this very cool online sort of fitness thing that basically you just groove. She has this really cute, cool music, and it's kind of like a fusion between a fitness class, an aerobics class, and just dance. And it's very cool. So I thought, wow, you know what? I could actually do that a couple of days a week. It's not going to stress me physically, but just the thought of just moving to music. And she does little specific steps, but she says you literally can't get it wrong. It's not like trying to do the grapevine in an aerobics class and you're tripping over your feet and you can't get your arms right. So she's in the fitness space, and she's found a way that I think she has hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So she's literally found a way to help people to lose weight, to feel good about themselves, to express themselves. Dance is such a cool way to express yourself, and bring all of this together that is so appealing and fun at the same time, and create this niche for herself. And I think she charges $14 US a month for this. Now, if she's got 100,000 subscribers, you do the math. That is a pretty cool income every month. And all she does is create videos and continue to create videos that go up into this sort of portal, and you can choose any video that you want to work out to each day. So that was it was top of mind. A very cool solution that she's created within the health niche. So there's no end to the kind of solution that you can have, but it's really important that you choose your niche. Who would that appeal to? Mostly women. I'm not saying that men wouldn't be drawn to that, but it'll be mostly women. It will probably be women who are mothers. Maybe they've put on some weight during childbirth and having their kids that they haven't been able to lose. They want something that they can do in their own home. So they're a specific age group. I don't think very much that she would be appealing to teenagers. It would be more sort of late 20s up into the 50s, maybe even the 60s. And see, that's her niche. That is her target audience. And it's really important that you choose your niche. So you can't have a successful marketing campaign unless you choose your niche. Now, within the online space, now she's done that online. So there is literally nothing that you cannot take into the online space unless you're like a massage therapist and you require somebody to be there one-on-one. But there will be some way to take your knowledge, your skills, and expertise and translate it into the online space. There's always a way. You've just got to unpack it and be willing to do the work to do that. So now here are a few other business models. These are the business models that you can use in the online space. E-commerce, massive, exploding. People don't like to be sold to, but people love to buy. I buy stuff in the online space all the time. And e-commerce is just going berserk. There is no limit to the sort of kind of stuff that you can sell online. So e-commerce is huge. You've got platforms like Redbubble and eBay and every time I try to say it, I think it's Spotify. It's not Spotify. Spotify is the music one. But there's multiple online. If you can think of it, please type it in. If there are multiple platforms that you can use as your e-commerce base, so that's not an issue. Those platforms are already built. And you can leverage those platforms. Obviously, what do? They get a commission on whatever it is that you sell, but you can leverage those platforms that are multi-million-dollar platforms that are already built for you, and you just plug in your stuff and you set it up. You set up your shop, Shopify. That's it. You set up your shop and away you go. Amazon, biggest sellers platform on the planet. So Jeff Bezos, genius that he is, started selling ebooks. Look where he is now. Owns an entire platform where people set up their own online shops and has hundreds of millions of people go to that website every single week to buy stuff. So e-commerce is huge. Online education. I think the education debt in the United States right now is something like $1.6 trillion, and that's traditional education. However, the statistics are very scary. So of that, 80% of graduates don't work within the industry that they're qualified for, and a large percentage of those who do don't actually like their jobs. But there is massive opportunity in online education because people are looking to re-educate themselves. They're looking to educate themselves on all kinds of different things. So the online education space is absolutely exploding. If there's $1.6 trillion in debt and so many people come out of the traditional education space, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Imagine if they instead concentrated their money into taking an online course that they could literally learn and earn at the same time. That is the beauty of online education. You learn and you earn at the same time. So online education is absolutely exploding because people are moving away from traditional education in their droves. Coaching and consulting. So this space is also exploding. No matter what your experience, your expertise, there's probably, I would hazard a guess, a 90% chance you can take that and you can turn it into some sort of coaching and consulting if that appeals to you. Investing or trading. There are many different ways that you can grow money through the investment and trading sector. That's certainly not my sector, but there's many people in the online space who are, guess what? They have online education on investing and trading. So you could purchase a course if you're not already familiar with it, if that appeals to you. I couldn't think of anything worse. I have a friend here in my little town who makes millions of dollars a year trading, and he talks to me about it and my eyes immediately glaze over. I'm like, really? Seriously? Can we not have that conversation? I don't care. Doesn't appeal to me. But if that's your thing, then oh my God, the amount of money that you can make in that space is huge. The service industry. So we have telemedical services now. If you can have a medical consultation in the online space, then seriously, there is no excuse for any service not being able to be delivered in the online space. Professional accounting, any kind of professional service could virtually be delivered in the online space. And the last one that I have here, there are more, but these are the primary ones that I have chosen, is MLM and network marketing. So while there is a lot of stigma and there are some bad actors and bad companies within the MLM network marketing space that have given this industry a bad name and a bad rap, I'm actually a huge fan of multi-level marketing and network marketing because it's great as a side hustle. If you get the right company and the right niche and the right product and something you're really passionate about, then the personal development is incredible within the MLM network marketing industry. It's a huge focus with most companies. The products are insane. I actually purchase loads of MLM network marketing products because they are absolutely incredible. The quality is quite often way better than you will find in the shops. So, and you build it as a team. So since when did you know any other business model where each person has their own individual business, but it actually is in their best interest to help the people who are within the business model to succeed? So each person succeeds because of the success of the people underneath them. That is the beauty of the multi-level marketing and network marketing industry. So it's people helping people, people supporting people, and the people who earn the most money are the ones who have the teams that are thriving. So there's many different positives about the multi-level marketing and the network marketing industry. You just have to get the formula right. So that's super important, and know that you still get to inject your own unique wealth formula into that space as well. So I will go back to playing this. I just needed to access my notes on that, which is why I did that. So understand the problem you solve. So this is where most people don't really understand the problem they solve for their customers and their clients. Now, for instance, a massage therapist. So they focus on what they do. And what they do is they give people a massage and they release tight muscles. But what they really do is they relieve pain. And they help people to get functioning again, to get back into life again, to be able to play with their kids again. So for instance, somebody has back pain. How debilitating is back pain? I know I have actually experienced quite a lot of back pain right from my early days. I was a horse rider. I still have horses. I just don't ride them. Another story. Don't take enough time out of my work schedule to go and ride them. But anyway, when you have somebody with back pain, it can stop your entire life. My back pain at times would mean I could not function. I couldn't get out of bed I was in that much pain. So if a massage therapist then uses that pain within their marketing, because you know that people will actually go to greater lengths to ease their pain than they will to experience pleasure. So as a massage therapist, you can go, oh, all the benefits are that you're going to feel great and more relaxed, and it's going to be that 1 hour for you. It's going to feel amazing, and you're going to feel so refreshed afterwards. Yes, they're great benefits. However, if you target the people who are in excruciating back pain, and you know that you can help to relieve that back pain so they can live their life free from back pain and being able to do the things that they love and play with their kids and play their sports and all that kind of stuff, you will have people bashing down your door if you can articulate that message in a way that really speaks to your audience. So understand the problem that you solve. So somebody who is, say you're a relationship coach, for instance. Now, the relationship coach, you can say, oh, you know, find your soul partner and live happily ever after. Or you can talk about, this goes into your marketing, which I wasn't going to go into today, but it seems that's where I'm going. So let's go there. You can talk about those lonely nights sitting on the couch, watching your favorite TV show all on your own. And, you know, wouldn't it be much more fun to be doing it, sitting up, snuggled up with your partner? Or that time that you want to go to that big sporting event. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go with your partner? Waking up in the morning and you have somebody beside you who lights you up when you wake up rather than waking up on your own. You kind of tune into the loneliness that they feel, going through life, doing everything on their own. Now, the people who are experiencing that, do you think they're going to be paying attention to your message right then? So really understand the problem you solve for your clients, your prospective clients, and then be able to articulate it. Now, offer a high ticket effective solution. So you can have low ticket offers, that's great, but I highly recommend that you have at least one high ticket offer. Why? Well, because when you're making a sale, you could be selling a $50 product. Now, in order to make $10,000 a month, you're going to have to sell, I do this math all the time and I have to redo it every time. You're going to have to sell 20 of those, 200 of those. You're going to have to sell 200 $50 products to make $10,000 a month. Now, if you have a $5,000 product, you only have to sell 2 of those. And if you set it up right and you do your marketing right and you have an effective solution to somebody's pain and they are desperate for a solution to that pain, they're going to pay you $5,000. So it's a lot less effort to sell a high ticket solution and it's a lot easier to scale. So if you can make 2 sales at 5,000 and then you make 20 sales, there's 100,000 a month. If you make 200 sales, there's $1 million a month. Beats 10,000 a month, hands down. So you can have low ticket items within your income stream, but I do highly recommend that you have at least one high ticket effective solution to people's pain, because that is when your income will really start to escalate. Decide the optimum business model to serve you and your clients. So there are so many different business models within the online space. It's really important that you figure out what the optimum business model is for you and your clients. And this comes down to building in the leverage. So the beauty about having an online business is that you build sorry, I was just reading Richard. Richard's disappeared because he says I do massage work. So he's instantly, he's gone and thought, oh, this doesn't apply to me. It's like, no, Richard, this so applies to you. Because Richard, oh, you're back. Oh, good. I just saw your name was all blacked out. So I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you didn't think, oh, this isn't for me, I'm gone. So Richard, the fact that you do, oh, right, okay, dodgy internet. The fact that you do massage work, what I would recommend you do is in your journey to becoming a massage therapist, what do you know? What can you extract from this brain? I'm thinking Harry Potter with that magic wand. What can you pull out of your brain? The knowledge, the skills, the expertise that will be able to help people, even if you don't massage them. There is knowledge that you have up here that you can unpack. And then it's determining the optimum business model for you. So it's looking at the online space in that there's multiple different marketing platforms. So the most powerful one is, of course, Facebook, and Instagram is second because Facebook owns Instagram. So these multi-billion-dollar platforms are already built. All your customers are already there. Is that where your audience is? You could use that as part of your funnel to be able to get them into your funnel. And then there is, where do you send them after that? Do you send them to a Facebook group? Do you send them to a landing page? Do you send them to a website? If you're going to send them to a website, what you need to do is have some sort of free thing that people can opt in for. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody does it. But you need some sort of free thing that's really valuable, that solves part of their problem for them, not the whole problem. It solves part of their problem. Why? Because you're building the know, like, and what's the final word? Know, like, and relationship. Know, like, and starts with T. Starts with T. Yes, Prees is on it. You're awake. Good stuff. I just wanted to make sure you're all still awake, that I haven't bored you into a coma just yet. Know, like, and trust relationship. So nobody's going to buy from you if they don't trust you. And this is a huge part of your marketing. It's called relationship marketing for a reason. You are building this know, like, and trust relationship, so that actually handing their money over to you is a no-brainer. So, and when you help them with a free thing, and people are very guarded about giving away their email address these days. So it has to be something that they really, really want. And it's important that it does help them to at least partially solve their problem, because you're going to get a lot of people who will take the free thing and never come back and pay you. However, there will be a percentage of people who go, oh my God, if they're willing to give this away for free and this has helped me, what is it going to be like if I actually pay them for their services? Cool or cool. So when you're building this know, like, and trust relationship, wherever you get them to land, you've got to give them value and start to help them with their problem. So you build this relationship with them, and then they will be much more likely down the track, and then you continue to offer value. And the equation is now, it used to be something like 7 to 10 touches before somebody would buy from you. Now, believe it or not, it's more like 12 to 18 touches before somebody buys from you. So the reason you want them to be in, you want to be them to be on your email list, is because you can continually communicate value to them until they're at a point where it's like, okay, enough already. I love you. You've helped me so much. Here's my credit card. I want to buy what you've got. So this is super, super important. And then within your business model, it's your support mechanism for your customers. So it's the customer support, it's the delivery. So if you have an information product, you can deliver it to them instantly, or you have a fulfillment process that they need to go through, and you have maybe if you have a physical product, there's a drop shipping warehouse. Amazon actually helps to set that all up for you at a cost. So, you know, it's looking at what is the optimum business model to serve you and your clients that's fully in alignment with you and is going to get you the best results the quickest. Okay, so, this is so important. I've kind of slid this in as a special slide, because this is so important. I've kind of touched on it already. What's your why? Why do you want to achieve your goals and dreams? Not just what's your why, what is your compelling why? What is going to push you beyond your fears, your doubts, get you out of your comfort zone, help you to get beyond the disappointments, the failures, the setbacks, the frustrations? Because believe me, in any business, there's going to be loads of those, the challenges. Now, if your why is all about you, then it's highly likely that you're never going to, your why is not going to be compelling enough to get you to go beyond all of those challenges that you will face. Because we're used to disappointing ourselves. And when we make it about something bigger than us, so a cause, an impact, a contribution, we are much more likely to get out of our comfort zone and to do the work that we need to do. And I'm not saying that it's not about you, that it's not about having the freedom and the lifestyle that you want, but it's also about how you're contributing to others. Do you know what? The money in my business is really not that important to me. It's a necessary part of my business, and I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's not the most important thing to me. The most important thing to me, yes, Pries, is being of service, is having that purpose, is making that contribution. The most important thing to me is when my clients message me and they've just had a big breakthrough, or their whole life is changing, their income is really starting to escalate. They actually feel like they're living on purpose. They're getting out of their own way. They're releasing their fears. I get messages like that from my clients on a very regular basis. That is what lights me up. That is what's most important to me. That is why I do what I do. The money's just a nice consequence of that. And it's important that it is a consequence of that. But I want you to go deeper. What is your compelling why? That day that you just look at what you have to do and go, you know what, I really don't feel like it today. Now, it's okay if that's one day. But what happens if you feel like that the next day, on the next day, and the next day? That's where you lose all momentum. But if you have a compelling why, a mission, a contribution that you want to make, a purpose and a reason that is bigger than you, then your resistance to getting out of your comfort zone, to doing the work, to doing whatever it takes, will pale into insignificance when you get into that why, into the zone that you look at the contribution that you want to make and go, you know what? The way I feel about doing what I need to do right now is insignificant compared to this solution, this problem that I wish to actually have an impact on, the impact that I want to make. So what is your compelling why? All right, so I'm going to go through these much more quickly, these next things. So the second thing is how to create a customer client acquisition system that works hard while you don't. This is being able to, this is the beauty of an online business, is being able to have to set and forget, to do something once so you don't have to do it again. It's what doing it once is all about, really, isn't it? So I just repeated myself. But anyway, so setting it up so it works while you don't. So this is the proven way to do that. This is all about your business model, your systems, your infrastructure, and the structures that you have in place. So identify your ideal customer or client. Who is your perfect avatar? I kind of did a bit of an exercise on that with the body groove lady. And I recommend that you spend a lot of time on this. What are their pains? What do they lie awake worrying about at night? What's their frustration? Remember, people will work a lot harder to ease their pain than they will to experience pleasure. So do they have a specific gender? What age are they? These are your demographics. Where do they live? What kind of work do they do, or what's their income? Pardon me. What kind of income do they make? Do they have kids? What kind of religion are they? Right? So they're all your demographics. And then you go into the psychographics. So the psychographics are much more complex. It's what do they believe? And what are their values? How do they spend their time, and who do they spend their time with? What's most important to them? So understanding your ideal customer or client. Why is this important? You're like, why do I have to know my ideal customer or client? I just want them to buy my stuff. It's because they're never going to buy your stuff unless they know that you understand their pain, unless they know that you have an effective solution. Now, this comes down to your marketing. When you understand this about your customer or client, and I experienced this just recently, I'm in a mentorship group, and I'm running an ad campaign, and I was getting lots of people to come to the website, but my conversion rate was crap. And I put it into my mentor, and he actually did an assessment on my landing page, and he said there were a lot of good things about it, but I had been super lazy. I hadn't gone deep into my specific customer or client and the message that I was giving them when they hit that landing page. I just got lazy. You can't afford to get lazy when you do this stuff. So, and you know, we all want the quick fix. I want the quick fix just as much as anybody. Unfortunately, there is no really quick fix with this stuff. It's important you do the work. So building an audience of raving fans. This is so cool when you have people who absolutely love you and they're telling more and more people about it, because word of mouth is one of the best ways to build your income, of course, because it's free. So when you build an audience of raving fans, this is it's easier to sell to a current client than it is to sell to a new client. Why? Because you've already delivered a great product or service to them. They already love you, and they're telling their friends about you. When you go to a movie that you love, what do? You tell everybody you know, don't you? Well, I know I do. I don't know about you, but I know I do. Like, oh my God, you got to go and see this movie. Or you go to a restaurant that you really enjoyed the food. Oh my God, you got to go to this restaurant. It's got great food. What do you do when it's really bad? I probably tell more people when it's really bad than I do when it's really good, which is kind of human nature in a way. But you build an audience of raving fans by exceeding their expectations, by offering them so much value that they just love you to pieces. And that's when things really escalate. Establishing a know, like, and trust relationship. We've already spoken about that. Know what you're selling. So what you're selling is the solution to the problem that we've already spoken about. You're not selling the widget. You're not selling the thing that you sell. You are selling a solution to the problem that people have. You are selling relief to their pain. So know what it is that you are selling. Super, super important. Too many people don't understand what it is that they're selling because they don't understand the result that their clients get or how that impacts their life. And I don't care if you're selling a scarf. I bring that up is because I bought these beautiful silk scarves recently. And did I really need a scarf in my life? No. But the story is that I watched this this show called Doghouse. It's in the UK and in Australia. I don't know if it's in the United States, but it's very cool. It's about abandoned dogs who need homes, and this whole show has an entire process where they match the family with the dog, and it's very sweet. It makes me cry every single bloody time. Anyway, one of the ladies who matches up the dogs has this very cool coloring in her hair. It's multicolors, and I love it. And I was thinking, oh my God, I could do that to my hair. And I went to my hairdresser and she said, we have to bleach all of your hair. And I went, no, that's a deal breaker. Never colored my hair, so I didn't know that. I went, no, that's a deal breaker. I do not want to bleach all of my hair. So I was speaking to a friend about this and she said, just buy a scarf. And I went, oh, that's very cool. So I went and bought a scarf to be able to put it in my hair, but I just love the colors. So now the people selling the scarf didn't know that I wanted to color my hair and that the scarf was going to actually do the job that coloring the hair was going to do. Anyway, but they do know that the scarf adds something extra to that person's ensemble. And obviously they're selling to women. And they're very, the way they set up their whole website, the way they present the scarves, the look and the feel of the website, they clearly understand their customer when they do that because of the way they've set the whole thing up, the campaigns that they run, the discounts. I get discount emails. I'm always looking at their website, like, which scarf can I buy today? So I said, I'm a shocker. I shop online all the time. So know your audience and know what you're selling and know the problem that you're solving and the relief that you provide. What is it that you are adding to somebody's life and what problem are you solving? So sales and marketing system that works 24/7. Already covered that a little bit. You have your marketing system that you set and forget. It can be either organic or paid. Organic is a lot more work involved. But paid, you have to get that right too. Otherwise you could spend a whole lot of money and get no result. Then you send them to somewhere. You send those people from the campaign to a landing page. That landing page then gets them to opt in. You have an email system in the background. And all this can be done on automation. If you've never been involved in an online business before, then all of this gets done automatically. You set it up once. All the work is in the front end. Okay, Pre said, who sets this up for businesses? It's a challenge to know what to ask for and who to trust. So this is the how. You're letting the how get in the way. You just need to know the next step. So it seems like a massive elephant. Don't try to eat it all at once. Just know that these are the things that you put in place. And I think there are people who set this up for businesses. It costs a lot of money to be able to get somebody to do this for you. But I recommend that you start the process yourself. So you get them into your email system and then you have email sequences that go out to them on automatic. You have a sales system in place that is selling for you 24/7. So when people get to, you always have something to sell whenever you send out an email, but you're not always selling to people. So you're offering them value all the time, but in your PSs, you will have an offer that they can actually go and purchase something or get on a call with you if you're a coach or consultant or something for them to be able to give you their credit card details to make a purchase. Yes, to answer your question. Oh, it's Deb. Sorry. Didn't know that. So yes, it's all about it's not that hard. It seems hard when you look at it as a whole process, but it's not actually that hard. You just have to take it step by step and unpack and have a sequence that you go through. So I need to do this, and I need to do this, and I need to do this. And it's actually just a skill set that you need to learn. It's just a skill set that you need to learn. So don't get too overwhelmed by it. There is no skill that you cannot learn. So once you've got this all set up and working for you, you can go to the beach. You can, go and have a week off. This will continue to work for you 24/7. It doesn't mean that you're not constantly improving it, working on it, thinking up new ideas, maybe putting out new products, but the system itself is working hard while you don't. Super important. Okay, so let's get into number 3. How do you to activate the power within and fast track creating 6 figures a year with an online business that you love? Now, most of this is going to be covered in days 2 and days 3, right? So this is all about the mindset, the 90% work, because 90% of your success is mindset. 90% of the success is the internal stuff, is building the self-belief, the self-confidence, the self-worth, is overcoming your fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. That is 90% of your success. So how do you do it to create $10,000 a month or $100,000 a year with an online business that you love? You have to release the limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, stories, and blocks that are keeping you stuck. Now, I'm not going to ask you to release all of them because you'd probably explode. But there are powerful ways that you can rewire the brain, because it is your unconscious beliefs that are getting in the way of you achieving the results that you want. There's 3 things that are the foundation of your blocks. It's not safe. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. They're the 3 things. So it is the constant and continual personal development, mindset development, clearing out the limiting beliefs, overcoming your fears and doubts. And I guarantee you, as your business grows, you will discover more fears and doubts, more itty bitty shitty committee going on up here. So the mindset work is constant. I've had people say, but when does it all finish? It never finishes, ever. In order to continually increase your income or get better results, you have to be doing the continual improvement. That's the difference between those who are super successful and those who aren't. Now, that comes in various forms. I'm not saying that everybody is an EFT tapping junkie. And there are people like Richard Branson, who he was in an environment that actually helped him build a really powerful success mindset right from the get-go. I heard a story the other day that I'd never heard, that I believe when he was 7, and which was obviously a long time ago now, because I think he's in his 70s now, I think. But when he was 7, he was super shy. So his mum was driving him home, dropped him off halfway home, and said, you're going to have to find your own way home. Now, she knew he couldn't walk all the way home. I don't know how far it was, but he couldn't walk all the way home. She knew in order to get home, he was going to have to talk to people. Now, you wouldn't do that to a kid these days. They may never get home, which is super scary. But I guess in the community that she was in, she trusted that he would be safe. So she dropped him off, and she said it took him 9 hours to get home. She didn't account for how many rocks he would have to stop and investigate and how many things he would stop to explore. But he got himself home, and this is how she helped him to overcome his shyness. Personal development 101 right there. Put yourself in an environment where you have to get out of your comfort zone to overcome your fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. So there's many, many ways to do this personal development work, but you've got to do it. And the thing is that when Richard Branson did that and found out that he didn't die, that he was okay, that kind of helped him to not be so shy anymore. Focus on your destination. Forget about your problems. Pay attention on your dreams. So I had a client the other day who was saying to me, oh, I worry about everything. I worry about this and I worry about that and I worry about this and I worry about that. And I said, what are your goals? She said, oh, well, I've never set specific goals. I was like, really? I said, okay, the thing about setting goals, or one of the things about setting goals, is that when you set a really clear goal and you train your brain to focus beyond the current problems you're challenging to your destination, you will be much more solution oriented. So instead of having the problem run around in your mind constantly, you will be able to retrain the brain to go, okay, well, I do have a problem, but this is the destination. So how do I solve this problem to get to the destination? Because once your mind latches onto a problem, it becomes like a deer in headlights. It will catastrophize about it. It will think about the worst possible scenario. The anxiety and the fear will continue to escalate. But when you get into a solution-focused mindset and go, okay, yeah, problem, real problem. This is not good. Don't like this situation right now. Need to solve it fast. And you are focused on the destination, on the goal, on what it is that you want to achieve. You tap into a force that you didn't realize existed within you. Because there is never a challenge or a problem that you cannot solve, ever. And you are bigger than any problem or challenge you can ever face. But if you're constantly stuck in the problem, then you're bringing a really small mindset. You're never going to solve the problem that way. You need to bring a level 10 mindset to your problems. And then, you won't have any problems. And this is the difference between somebody who is super successful and somebody who isn't. They become very, very good at solving problems. You never succeed at anything, particularly anything great, without encountering problems and challenges, sometimes big ones. Question is, how good are you at solving those problems and challenges? That's what determines your success, is how good at you at solving those problems and challenges. So focus on your destination. Don't get caught up in all the problems and the challenges and thinking that this is it, it's a deal breaker, I'm never going to overcome this. Build unshakable confidence. When you have unshakable confidence and belief in yourself, anything's possible. You're unstoppable. Create a unique strategic action plan. We've already spoken about that. Looking at what it is that you want to achieve and creating your unique strategic action plan that is very much aligned with your unique wealth formula to get from where you are to where you want to be. And execute like a ninja, consistent, aligned, inspired action, using the universe as your partner and leveraging the universe and using the inspiration that it gives you and taking action on that every single day, because the universe continually drops breadcrumbs. If you're focused on your vision and you know what it is that you want to achieve, the universe will show you how, but you have to take action on what it shows you. And it has to be aligned. So aligned with who you truly are, aligned with your values, aligned with what's important to you. If you're spiritual, it's aligned with your spirituality. It's aligned with your vision. It's aligned with your gifts and talents, your superpowers. It's aligned. It's fully aligned with who you truly are. Your point of power. Where do you think your point of power is? Where do you think your point of power is? Come on, give me some feedback. Where do you think your point of power is? I know I'm giving you a lot. I know your brain's probably fried. Your drive, your thinking. Where does your drive come from, Richard? Consistency. Good answers. Passion, yes. Where does all this come from? It's actually the answer, you're probably not going to get it because the answer is probably a lot more general than you're thinking. All of that comes from here. Inside. Too many people are looking for the answers outside. They're looking for the point of power outside of themselves. Your point of power is inside. It's your heart. It's your mind. It's your mindset. It's your determination. It's your grit. It's your commitment. It's your traits and characteristics. That's your point of power. Use it. Know it. Know that you are infinitely powerful. Everything that goes up to make you, it's your connection to source as well. But all of it leads back to you. So never ever think that your external circumstances have control over your ultimate results. Shit happens. Shit happens all the freaking time. Sometimes not fun shit happens. But it's your response to that that counts. When you know that your point of power is in here and that nothing out there is a game, means that the game is over. When you know that your point of power is in here, that's when you will be absolutely unstoppable. Okay, and we have the perfect storm right now, and this comes back to having the all the current circumstances that we are facing in the world right now, as far as the financial situation, as far as people's spending habits in the online space, what they're looking for, how the online space is. 10 years ago, there was a large percentage of people who still didn't trust buying anything in the online space. I would struggle to find anybody who still doesn't trust buying stuff in the online space. Yeah, there are still risks involved, but most of those, the security on the internet has been increased exponentially. It's so easy to spot a scammer these days for the most part. Some of them are a bit clever, but a lot more people are a lot less concerned about giving their details away on the internet. And if you know how to build that relationship, that know, like, and trust relationship with your audience, then there is literally no limit to the amount of income that you can make with an online business. And more people are moving into the online space. We also have, oh God, I didn't even mention this, the whole AI thing, the artificial intelligence evolution. And that they reckon that, this statistic has been out for ages, that at least 35% of jobs will be gone by 2030. And 2030 ain't that far away. So if you look at the way AI is exploding and replacing jobs, now online it's just the answer to everything. This is the perfect storm. And if not now, when? This is a trend that will continue to grow for the next 3 to 5 years exponentially. You want to get on that wave. You want to be a part of this revolution that is happening in the online space right now. So in this last session, I promised to teach you how to start an online business that you love, that has limitless income potential. Step 2, how to create a customer and client acquisition system that works hard while you don't. And step 3, how to activate the power within and fast track creating 6 figures a year with an online business that you love. How did I do? How did I do? Did I meet your expectations today? Great. Awesome. Richard got something valuable out of it. What did you get? What was your biggest takeaway today? What was your biggest takeaway today? Find your passion. Absolutely. When you find your passion, when you love what you do, you will never work another day in your life. Do you think I enjoy doing these? What do you reckon? I freaking love them. I freaking love doing these trainings. I love working with my clients. I love helping them get breakthroughs. I love this stuff. So I do hope you've got incredible value out of this. It was the story of the health industry, the lady that made the videos and pulled in a massive following income for a small cost. Yeah. So, as much as I said, I recommend that you have a high ticket effective solution. I don't know. I've only just joined up for her body groove thing. I don't know if she has higher ticket offers. She may have a whole and if look, she would be absolutely dumb if she didn't then have some sort of affiliate set up in the back end that she took products that she loved and then recommended them to her audience, because I'm on her email list now. And I have to be on her email list to be able to access the Body Groove platform with all the really cool videos that I can't wait to start grooving to. So she could then create another stream of income because I already love her. I've known her for like 5 seconds. I love her videos. She's very cool. She seems really trustworthy. I don't know this person from Adam. She could be an axe murderer for all I know, but I feel her vibe and I trust her. So if she recommends a product, I'm much more likely to go, oh, I'm going to have a look at that. So she could set up a whole new stream of income doing that. And she could even have a high ticket item that she has in the mix that she sells. But, you know, she's making millions of dollars a month right now. So maybe she's not interested in going any further with that. Yeah, make it fun. God, whatever you do, make it fun, make it something that you love, make it something that you're passionate about. And affiliate marketing, I don't think I even mentioned affiliate marketing, which was a bit dumb. Affiliate marketing is massive in the online space. So, yeah, there's just so many things. There's so many different options. I hope your mind is exploding with ideas right now, because there's so many different things that you can do in the online space that will really help you to get the results that you want. So are there any questions? While you come up with questions, if you have any questions, please type them in the chat. And if you want to ask the question in person, then please raise your hand. I will finish the presentation today while you're doing that. Actually, if you do want to have a chat, then please just type a, will tomorrow be replayed? Yes, there will be replays for everything, Richard. So yes, it will be replayed. And tomorrow we're going to go through the guaranteed success equation. So what's that? That's all about your mindset. That's all about how to uncover the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, the things that are stopping you from achieving the results that you want. It's not safe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it. So we're going to go through what those blocks are, how to uncover those blocks tomorrow. So I'm going to share with you some cool techniques, including EFT, and how to really unpack those blocks in your mindset to be able to transform your mindset, because 90% of this is mindset, right? So how to transform your mindset so you are absolutely unstoppable and you have unshakable confidence. So you do not want to miss tomorrow. And I've also got, before I go into this, are there any more questions? Keep them coming. If you have questions, don't be shy. The only dumb question is the one that you don't ask. So who would like to achieve 6 figures a year in a business that you love in a faster, easier way? Yes. Okay, super cool. Deb, who else? Anybody else who would like to achieve? Yes, definitely me. Okay, super cool. What now? You have 2 choices. You can click away and forget everything that I just told you. It also means you go back to your old results. But if you really want things to be different and to change your life in this area, here is how I can help. And remember, I am not asking you to whip out your credit card today. There is nothing to sell here. Today, I have some very exciting news for you. Where's my drum roll, please? Thank you. Crazy as they come. Are you interested in learning to solve this problem if I help you to personally fix it? Would that be helpful if I could help you to personally fix it? Yes, it would. Awesome. Thank you for participating. I love it. I'm happy to help you develop a plan to launch, build, and scale an online business that you love, to be unstoppable at making your dreams a reality, to create a passive income that works hard while you don't, and to create a massive impact. This is my promise about giving me, an eager entrepreneur who's stuck, overwhelmed, and confused about building an online business, And within 6 months, that person will be making 6 figures a year online. It is a big call and a big promise. This way, you'll be able to get on the fast track to financial security and freedom without all the frustration, confusion, and overwhelm. I offer this service because I'm an expert specializing in helping entrepreneurs to discover their unique wealth formula and be unstoppable at bringing their dreams to life. I have set aside some time this week to speak to a handful of people about how I can help you starting today. Whatever your biggest problem is, I know how to solve it. So on a 30-minute call, I will help you in 3 ways. I will talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. I will help you to solve it. And thirdly, I will work with you to create a strategic action plan as to how you can reach your end goal without all the frustration, confusion, and overwhelm. I just want to qualify that this is not for you if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. You're not 100% committed to your vision. You believe that positive thinking and the law of attraction is the entire answer to all your problems, that you're looking for an easy ride. This is for you if you are ready to commit 100% to your vision. You're determined to become the best version of you. You're ready to step into your power, your infinite power. You're ready to take massive action and do whatever it takes. And you're ready to be unstoppable. So if you want to take advantage of that, then you can book a call with me at margarita.as.me/strategy. Good. Deb's in. Yes. Love it. Love it. And I have actually made some time available. My next 2 days, obviously, my mornings are all taken up. So for those in the United States, it's probably going to be very, very late times for you, or there will be times on Saturday night for you, which is my Sunday morning. I've made time on Sunday mornings, which I don't normally work on the weekends, but this is a special time. So you can book a call with me then, or maybe on Sunday night. There's some times on Monday too, I think. So you can book a call, a 30-minute strategy call with me. Now, there's one more secret that I want to share with you, and that is the secret of getting into the 5D space. So as you're in my community, I am pretty confident that you're a highly spiritual person. Now, if you really understand what's going on in the world right now, we are actually moving from the very dense 3rd dimension. So there are infinite dimensions. In quantum physics, they actually say that they don't know how many dimensions there are. There could be infinite dimensions. We don't know how many dimensions there are. But we're very, very low on the rung. We're in the 3rd dimension. And yes, Richard, you are so right. 5D is here now. So remember, I said right in the beginning that your intention is super, super important. Set the intention to be in 5D. And one of the things that is super critical to your goals is being in that 5D space. Now, 5D, as Richard said, 5D is already here for us right now. You can access it right now. Yes, Deb, it is a way of being. Absolutely. Now, the vast majority of us who are aware of this are kind of transitioning in and out. I know that I certainly haven't mastered being in the 5D space just yet. I'm still transitioning from 3D through 4D into 5D, and I kind of go in and out. I set the intention to be more in the 5D space than not, and I'm getting better at that. But the more you're in the 5D space, the easier things are. Things in the 3D world, and particularly for those of us who have been struggling with the 3D world, it's so dense, it's so heavy, and the vast majority of the world is still very 3D. So extracting yourself from that and being consciously, deliberately deciding to be in the 5D space changes a whole lot. It changes your frequency and vibration. It changes your results. It changes your ability to access higher versions of you and your superpowers. And there's a great book called Waking Up in 5D by Maureen St. Germain. I highly recommend it. You can get it as an ebook or as a physical book. And it's a great guide as to how to be more intentionally 5D. And the first thing that you can do is simply, as you go to bed at night, set the intention to wake up in the 5D space. And then check in during the day. Am I being 5D right now? am I being fifth dimensional, or am I still stuck in the 3D realm? It's a game changer, let me tell you. So Deb, in and out of it like a rat out of an aqueduct. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. Look, I hope some of you will choose to take the strategy session with me. I would love to be able to help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. There has never been a better time to really double down on what it is that you truly want, on the impact that you want to make, on building wealth, particularly in the online space. And if that's something that you would like, you think I could help you with and you'd like help, then please reach out to me. I look forward to talking to you very soon. Thank you so much. I've been here 2 hours. I always go way over time. So I honor you. I honor your time. I hope this has been time well spent for you. Have a great day wherever you are. You're very, very welcome, Richard. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you can't be here tomorrow, then make sure you catch the replay. Love and blessings to you, Pierre, as well. Thank you very much. And Richard, awesome. You're going to be back Friday. Super cool. I will be sending the replay of this out very soon. If you know anybody who could benefit from this, then please get them to register at the website. And I look forward to seeing you for another massive day tomorrow. See you then. Cheers.